Welcome back to Archean. Uh, so last time it was pain and horrors beyond the imagination, but today I think it's going to be a little better. Uh, First of all, we need to move the crafters and move the resources from these containers to the new crafting uh, setup. Since we can already use it, I don't think there will be a problem doing this. We could also do the UI first. I'm thinking of putting a screen here or here, uh, just to like a nice good screen. Actually, this here would be perfect screen place, but I just put a window. Actually, here is nice. So this wall is so bland. Yeah, sorry. It could use a screen. So maybe trace. Oh, how big can I do this? Oh god, I thought it couldn't be so big. So let's try 1.5 meters. How big can I do in an SD screen? Not very big, so let's do a regular screen. Something like this. Okay, the screen can also be solved. Okay, I need to use this at least once. So, is this good? That's odd. It's 397 centimeters, not 4 meters. Okay, but maybe here. Maybe a bit back because of the ceiling changing. I think this will be better than to have it centered between the doors and the screen. Let's do like this. Yeah. So I think this will be very interesting. Yeah, very nice control room. We can see ourselves. Um, okay. Let me play. Okay, so let's put this data junction all the way to here. Actually, I think you can put it directly into the computer. It would be better. Just so we leave the router for the containers here. And crafters and the actual crafting system. Yeah, so craft dashboard. And the screen has actually a smaller size than I would think, 800 pixels. I guess that's almost HD. No, actually, it's basically for HP. It's for 90 for some reason, but yeah, not that impressive. Anyway, uh, so should I actually already move it? We could use the crafter there, but maybe after the UI we do it, so we can have an actual nice UI for this. So the interface should use uh, crafting program because it's going to use stuff like the logistics for it to know how many items of each it has. So we can, for example, ask for more. Actually, not. But anyway, it will ask for more items. So at the very least, it needs this function uh, for appending to the queue. This is the very least it needs. And this going to extend to oops, perfect. I was thinking what I could do with the interface in terms of uh, like design, and I was thinking something like tabs, right, for uh, each category. So we have a tab for components, constructions, MISC parts, pools, tools, and um, on the bottom, I was thinking also to have some buttons for basically modes. So, for example, we could activate and deactivate autocrafting. We could also go to a mode where we are going to input how many items we want to have crafted at all times of each item. For example, I always want like two low voltage bridges, two high voltage bridges, saying bridges, but I'm thinking junctions, two item junctions, two fluid junctions, some of this, some of that, and every time I take from the chest, for example, it just crafts more. So yeah, so it's going to be some stuff like here, some here, and in the middle there's the actual menu. So this is going to be somewhat terrible to test because I have the computer in one room and the window, the screen in a totally different room. Let's try. So we don't need this much screen space for the code. Okay, so first thing, our uh, yeah. So it's screen, then the alias, so dash for reference, dash for. I think that's it. Fortunately, preface. Fortunately, we can still like uh, move our camera around with the code on top of it. So it's a good thing. So just to test, um, let's do a function initialize, just like we did with the crafting. Let's call this initialize. This one initialize interface. Call this here also. So initialize interface. Let's just write. Let's call it just screen. Better. Dot write. And I think you can just input text here. Hello. I don't think I need the color. Right. Let's try something like this. So save all. Right, argument 1 must be a color. So I know what's wrong. That's why I have the wiki open. Okay, so we have hello there. So it's working. That's nice. Let's actually do a nice like startup screen. So okay. The coordinates come for this. Yeah. So of course, the only thing centered here is the top left of the page. But yeah, I think we you have an idea of what we can do. First thing, actually, I'm going to blank the screen, and I want to have a background color. I'm going to put colors as some like uh, some letters and then a big C, just so I know what I'm doing. And it still doesn't take too much spacing in code, right? So background color, let's put it a not so black black. So something like this. And let's also have a foreground color, which maybe green. And when we blink the background color. Okay, so I think the black needs to be blacker. The green is kind of okay there. Yeah, I think this is good. I don't want to have like to be too black because it's kind of boring. So yeah, we have the colors, and now let's make a. So this is the actual start. Let's also comment on here. Let me prepare another one already, which will be dark foreground color. It can be DF dark foreground. I think that's a good idea. So yeah, on it's still going on right here. I'm so annoyed by you. Why do you make this sound? I'm probably going to close this down just because. Oh my god. Or at least put some concrete above the turbine. For now, let me just do this. Oh god, we need the hold here. I could move the computer because all the code is on the HTTP, so there wouldn't be such a problem. But I think this is fine. It isn't as bad as it looks. So let's find the middle of the screen, and for that, let's have a variable. Let's just welcome. We all know it's a text. Let's do it. Hello. So yeah. So then we can have our x s for start of x. It's round screen over 2, just to make sure if we change the screen size for a like an odd number of pixels. I don't even know if that's possible in Archean, but yeah, just rounding minus screen character width times. Actually, we can round everything here because we are going to do times welcome but size over 2. So yeah, we are moving the screen half of the screen width and then going back half of the text width basically, because it's the character width times the number of characters divided by 2. And the y will be quite similar, just with a height instead of width. access bias, and we print the welcome message. What did I do wrong? Why? Why is it in the same place? I didn't mind the sign. Character width. Is size? Is size not what you use for text? That's size. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Let's also put the interval for this like 1 minute because um uh, yeah this is annoying me. So just found out for text size. Okay. Oh, actually, this doesn't take the size into account. Just half the character height. Okay, now it's perfectly centered. Um, yeah, I think this is a good idea. Um, what do we do uh, after? Okay, so after initializing, we actually have to do something, right? So let's wiki function. Uh, draw. Right. And for now, we are only having one screen, but it's really easy to do other ones. I can just check if this current screen is something and draw it, or if it's another thing, draw another thing. Anyway, so that's not that hard. So start drawing the screen. That's kind of hard. So I think I. Wait, first of all, I think I want a mouse down, which is going to start at 10, and like every tick or every time we draw the screen, we count it down 1 until it's 0. So let's put it greater than 0 just for like, I don't know, something happens and it gets to negative. So whenever we draw the screen, we start to initialize now. Afterwards, we can start drawing buttons. That's going to be the hard part. So first, uh, we need some we need to get all the categories right for the crafter. For that we can put it on crafting. So crafting here. Let's make it function categories, and it will just return get. I don't know if it's recipes. Let's check it. Yeah, it's get recipe categories, and this is a text. So you can call this for the interface, or I should maybe on the crafter initialization start a like categories, but I don't think that's. Yeah, actually, let's start this in the interface. Yeah. So let's also move this. here, just so we have like screen stuff, color stuff, and then other stuff. Categories, which is text. Actually, I'm going to make it array for categories, simply because I want to know how many categories there are. I know it won't change in time so soon, but if the developer creates updates the game, then this should go well. So let's also print this just to know what we are working with. Okay, yeah, I knew that wouldn't work. Okay, so that makes sense why the wiki has it like this. This should work, right? No? No, it does? Why not? Okay, the from is an operator on on the array. So for each craft have an index, but most important, the category. We also use quite a lot of the just the size of it. It's just so it gets easier to write. So for each craft categories, you can first of all change the text size of the screen to something maybe 5. I think I want very big buttons. So yeah. So we can do something like if button rectangle, and then I have to check the actual oh my god, the syntax for this. So okay, it's XY, and then the color XY, start goes to I times the button size. What will be the button size? US? I don't know. Button equals, let's say it's equally spaced on the screen, so we need the screen size. It's divided by the number of buttons. And the button height is, let's say, screen height divided by 5, something like this. So actually this can also come here. They don't change. Or IS plus, yeah, that's always going to be 0 because it's going to be at the top of the screen. So we XS and 0 to XS plus button and button height, which is 0 plus button height, but I guess we get it. And let's do the background color just to check. Yes, don't return. So here we already have a drop string. Oh, okay. We actually have to do the button on the screen. Yeah. Okay, so let's change the next to the dark foreground color around the edge. Is there an edge on that? There is no. Oh, that's just a lighting. But it would be an edge. Yeah, now the documentation sometimes gives us without helpless. That would be. Yeah, so it's XY, and color and fill color. For example, if I put black in here, yeah, it shows. Oh, okay, I just copied and pasted the dark foreground color. So let's just maybe cut everything by half. Let's see how this goes. Let's also round these numbers just to be sure they are integers. Dark foreground. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Not exactly, but it will be better in a moment. You'll see. So we draw the button, and I'm going to draw to also write on the screen, right? So, for example, screen write, and we are going to write the dark foreground color because the background of this will be the foreground color. It's going to be the text, the category, and the position. Let's do something cool here. So we know the button width, and we know the button height, and we know the categories. So we can, for this, for each, have another one where we change the text size, right? We change the text size every time, and we check if the text of every category fits in it. We could actually just get the category with the biggest size. So yeah, that's clever. That's better, I should say. So var max part size, which we're going to assume it's 0, which won't be, but size of the category text is greater than its text size. We just right, and then actually let's not use a while true statement. So let's repeat for, let's say, 10 values. So I starts at 0 and ends at 9. But what we really want is to start at 10 and end at 1 to check if the text we are going to write is bigger or smaller than the button width and the button height, right? So string.text size will be 10 minus I, and we can check that for I from 0 to 9, this will give text size from 10 to 1. String.character width times text size is smaller than the button width, and 20, but character height is smaller than the button height. Then we just yeah. So now we are iteratively changing the text size so it fits on the button, but it's basically exactly as big as the button like can be. But I also want some borders. So let's say that's 2 pixels for each. Yeah. Scree. Where did I write scree? 58. Scree. Yeah. Now for the position of the text. Let's see. We have so it's button. It's the button start position plus something, and that something is half the button width minus half the text. Right? It's the same thing as here. Let's actually maybe write a function for this. I think this will be coming in. Okay, I forgot just to do to add the X start to each of them. Yeah, so now we have this. The only problem is this is too small. Can't I have just one bigger of a text? Maybe if I just make the button smaller. Yeah, it feels better. Just have to add that. Okay, so now I have this, but I want to make that shadow effect there. Yeah, I don't like it. Let's just keep it simple, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wanted the text to be bold or something like that. I could also do a border around the screen such that the screen just isn't so like far up or something like that. But yeah, for now, it's right. So now we have to actually draw the screen for each category, right? Sorry. Yeah, I can actually change this very easily. The margin thing I was talking about. Let's just make a white start, which I can put it outside. It's going to be constant. Because let's say round screen height divided by 100, something like that. And I can just put here, here. Yeah. Don't know if I like it. I don't like it. Yeah. Okay, that was fine. I'm not the biggest graphics design. I will have you know. But yeah, this is fine for now. I'm curious though, why is the next text size so big? Let's size is equals to 0. What's equals to 10 minus I, and then we rinse it. size just to know. Oh, it's in one. At one. Really? Can I fit the text size 2 there? What happens? Oh, that's much bigger. Yeah, that would be much better actually. Why is not centered? Okay, I forgot to divide this by 2. Not centered. But wow, it's just the construction text too. That's sad. Could do 2 rows of buttons, but then I think it would be kind of overkill. Yeah, fortunately, I think this is going to be it. So let's actually also have this in the initialization. All of these can in the initialization. These also, because then we only have to figure out what's the text size we want once. So let me take this. It's going to be 0. Wait, I'm going to change it in a GIF. And B text one. That's the minimum, I guess. So 0, 0. Now I don't have to initialize this. And the text button text size equals to then minus 9. And here, instead of doing these, we just do string text size b text size. Yeah, I actually have to do this, right? And this doesn't need to be here anymore. So yeah, that's much cleaner code, I guess. I think I know something that will happen, help with the text being too plain. Let's do a let's do a line like underscore. I don't know what's the English for this. That. So let's make it string dot line, and it should be text x minus maybe 2, and text y plus string dot text character height over 2 plus 2. Let's put it like that. Yeah, the problem is we do this, but with the text read basically. So x plus 2 plus string character width times size, whatever. Yeah, it's getting too long, but let's do something like this. Line y plus this, and the line y actually won't change So that's already quite a bit of text that we removed from this line. And the next is kind of done. It's not line, draw a line. And we also need a color. Let's do black for now. Yeah, so the Y has to be a little bit lower. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's do the dark foreground color. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is cool. But we can't select it, right? Oh my god. I forgot. I didn't come here for code. I just want to play out with our interface. But let's here select a category. So we have the category variables here. So let's have a select category. It will be text. Let's this is fine. And when we get the craft categories here, we can put it close to the first element in this array. And yeah, and we have to change everything. So let's just have all of these variables here. And let's make 2 more. So main color and secondary color. And if this category is equal to selected category, then these are the value. Else, actually, yeah, let's do it like this. Else they are some other value. And what I'm going to do is, if the category is the selected one, then the main color will be the foreground color, and the secondary color will be the dark foreground color. Else they are going to be changed, so like this. And then we change these colors to the main and secondary colors. So do it. Okay, let's write another equal. Sexy is undefined. Okay, I think I have something like this. And if it's like defining a general context, and otherwise, okay, forgot to change the color of the text. Okay, yeah, so now we have a better, like, a few of things. Let's do black, dark foreground color, and then color 000. Yeah, I think actually this is better. Actually, maybe let's put a black that's just a little bit blacker than the background color. Yeah, actually I think it's fine. And let's do for the bottom, instead of the secondary color, let's do the background color. Yeah, I think this is much better. So the spacing here is the background. Yeah, this is cool. This is good. This is cool. Okay, so if The button is selected as click it. Let's just have the selected category to be its category. So if you click it, okay, we can select categories. Ooh. Okay, so this will be for display session. I I really have to edit the video so I can free some space in my computer. Mm, but editing videos is so boring. But yeah, I think this will be it. For now, I think it's cool already. We just have to print the items we have in each category, and then the buttons for the actual functions. For example, if I want to craft that item, if I want to set up uh, a default for a value for the crafting system to keep at, something like that. And also, I have this right here, which I wanted to implement somehow. So I could do something like this. Um, yeah, but I don't know. This screen is so big. I don't know if we need a numpad. Actually, I also wanted to have a function to search for items because it's quite painful to search for items in a uh, like a list. Because even though the screen is quite big, the yeah, the list is also quite big. For example, for the components, it's too much. Um, so searching by name would be really cool. For example, we have a search, and then we have a keyboard next to the numpad, and from the keyboard, actually I can show the keyboard here next to the numpad, and then we just write whatever we want to search, and while we write, the list gets shorter. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. So I think that's going to be for next time. I'll be back, and I see you later.